I've liked Virginia Tech, I like Blacksburg. Before I interviewed here, so I already had an invitation to interview, and it turns out I was taking a trip and could just do a little detour. So took a detour and spent the night in Blacksburg and just kind of like walked around campus, walked around downtown. It was actually during winter break, so there weren't a lot of students around, but I could sort of get a feel for the place. And I'd grown up in a small town. Blacksburg was a small town and a great college town, really. And so, I just kind of liked the place before I even interviewed here. And then when I came to interview, I really liked the people. Dan Hodge was our department head at the time. I felt like, Dan and some of the other senior faculty were very committed to success for young faculty, and I really liked that. They wanted me there. I could tell that, there was a very welcoming kind of atmosphere. And, the university was also a place that it was on the rise. And in some ways it has continued to be on the rise. But I remember talking to some people that I knew at Carnegie Mellon that sort of knew about Virginia Tech. And they said they were always very impressed by Virginia Tech. And it's not necessarily exactly where they were today, but it was where they were headed. They were a place on the rise. The slope was good. And so I liked being a part of that. Yeah, I think there's kind of two things. One is there's definitely a community. People talk a lot about the Virginia Tech community, Hokie community, and it's real. There is a very sort of supportive community. People are sort of feel like they're a part of something, part of the university, a part of the people that make up the university. So I think that's kind of at a community level, that's important, part of being a Hokie. And I also think that it's being ready to find ways to serve and to contribute that don't always prioritize just your own goals. Looking at your own goals, sure, but also the goals of the ECE department, the College of Engineering, the university as a whole. But still really sort of at the core of the culture of Virginia Tech and being a Hokie is this sense of community and readiness to serve. And that's important to me.